This is Ag Matters PM from the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network, brought to you by the Iowa Soybean Association, your daily recap of the information that affects Iowa's farmers, producers, and consumers, right here in the heart of the heartland. With reports from our award-winning broadcast team of Dustin Hoffman, Riley Smith, and Mark Magnuson. Now, from the IARN studios in Des Moines, here's Dustin Hoffman.
Well, good day, everyone, and welcome to Ag Matters PM from the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network. I'm Dustin Hoffman. Today is Tuesday, November the 14th, 2023. We're so glad you could join us. We're going to be coming to you the rest of this week from the NAFB convention in Kansas City, Missouri, the 80th annual convention. A great time for us to get together with other broadcasters and also talk to those who are making the most news in the ag industry. Coming up a little later in the program, we're going to talk with Iowa Ag Secretary Mike Naig about the Choose Iowa program and also some of the time he spent with some delegates during the World Food Prize, other countries' delegates, and talking about Iowa's ag industry. We'll also take a look at a beautiful ag weather outlook, but first let's run down the markets. Well, we're at the end of another trading day, and it's time to talk with Ross Baldwin of agmarket.net. Ross, first time on the show. Welcome to the show, and how's it going?
Good. Thanks for having me, Dustin.
All right, so let's go ahead and talk first about the grain trade. What did we see on those markets today?
It's been a little quieter day of trade across the grain markets. Corn, decent corn's up a penny heading into the close. Soybeans, they were up about 8 cents going into the close. Yesterday, we had that explosive rally to start the week off with soybeans leading the charge. So it did help corn bounce off of its lows, actually the lowest level that corn has traded down to for the year. Decent corn got down to 461 before it made an outside reversal higher. So technically corn looks in really good shape compared to where it is, but we still just lack the fundamental news to really drive corn out of this range. We did have a export sale announcement to Mexico again today, 101,000 metric tons of corn. Mexico's remained a very active buyer, which it's a good sign to see, as they've been our most aggressive buyer with these flash sales, and we need to continue seeing them. Decent corn did get up to right near the 20-day moving average today, up around 480, and we did pull back from that. So I do think that is going to be a key level of resistance to watch here the rest of the week, even into tomorrow. It'd really be a good sign to see corn get above the 20-day, close above it. We did see corn harvest coming at 88% complete yesterday, which is 2% above the 5-year average. Over in the soybean complex, beans are the ones with the story. There's no question about it, as South America continues to have some weather issues down there. Spots of South America are too hot and too dry, and other spots are too wet. And today there were forecasts that did come out around noon that did verify more dryness and more heat coming. So for right now, the forecast remains bullish down there in soybeans with South America, which does spill over into corn, but the big driver is on the bean market. Bean harvest yesterday came in at 95% complete, which is 4% above the 5-year average. We do tomorrow have a NOPA crush number that'll come out for soybeans, and the analysts are pegging that around 187.24 million bushels, which, if realized, that is the highest crush number for the October NOPA report.
All right, and so looking over at the livestock side of things, cattle and hogs today, how did they fare?
Cattle were higher. They were sharply higher after we opened up for the morning. About mid-morning, there was $3 gains across both live cattle and feeder cattle before they did pull back some. We did close $1.50 higher across the fat market. The nearby feeder market January wasn't as high, closed 70 higher. The back months and feeders were around $1.50 higher. That market, it got punished here last week. The last month really has just been terrible trade across the cattle markets. So it does look like we've got a foundation of a floor to build off of for right now, but we definitely need to see this thing get going. I mean, These live cattle did briefly trade above the 200-day moving average, but we closed back below it. It'd really be a good sign to see that close above it. We do have a cattle on feed report that comes out this Friday. The market has been anticipating a bearish report, which is part of the selling we've seen over the last 2 weeks. The guesses for that on feed is 102.1. The placements is 107, which the market's been concerned about. And the marketing number is 98.1. If that 107 is realized, that will be the second month in a row of a bearish placements number. And the big driver of that is the dryness that we're seeing down in the southern feeding regions as we're pulling cattle into these feed yards a lot quicker than normal. It will create a different scenario a few months down the road, but the market's just struggling to work through that. The hog market was a little bit lower here today. These hogs did have an inside trading day. They found support down at the 9-day moving average, but going into tomorrow, I think the technical picture, I mean, watch for how we trade or how we break out of this inside range that we had here today.
All right. So if producers out there want to get some more information or look at some of their marketing plans going into 2024, what's the best way for them to get in touch with you at agmarket.net?
You can call me direct at our office at 712-373-3276, or you can find any of the ag market brokers at agmarket.net.
All right. Well, Ross, we thank you so much for your time today, and we'll talk to you again real soon.
Thanks for having me.
That again was Ross Baldwin of agmarket.net. Let's go ahead and take a look at the closing numbers. Those come to us courtesy of the folks at Bar Chart. December corn was up 1 at $4.78 and a quarter. March up 1.5 at $4.94 and a quarter. January beans up 7 and a quarter at $13.89 and 3/4. March up 7.5 at $14.02 and a half. Soy meal was up $1.80 at $4.55.60 per ton. Soy oil $1.26 higher at $51.96. Chicago wheat down 7 cents at $5.72 even. Minneapolis wheat up 5 3/4 at $7.34 and a half. Kansas wheat down 1 3/4 at $6.39 and 3/4. Oats unchanged at $3.56 and a quarter. December live cattle 92 cents higher at 175.85. January feeders up 70 at 229 even. December lean hogs down $1.05 at 72.30. Pork cutouts down 92 cents at 82.02. And class 3 milk 3 cents high. And that's been a check of the ag market recap. We're going to take a short break and hear from our sponsor, the Iowa Soybean Association and the Soy Checkoff. And when we come back, we talk with Iowa Ag Secretary Mike Naig. This is Ag Matters PM.
Iowa Soybean Association is driven to deliver for Iowa's 40,000 soybean farmers. We're proud to provide objective agronomic research, a helping hand with soil and water stewardship, and timely industry news powered by the Soybean Checkoff. Learn more at iasoybeans.com.
Welcome back to AMPM from the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network. I'm Dustin Huffman. Well, we had a chance to really showcase Iowa during the World Food Prize. Many delegates came from other countries, and Iowa Ag Secretary Mike Naig did his best to educate them on how agriculture works in our state. We also have the Choose Iowa program to market our goods domestically around the state. Well, we had a chance to talk about both of those topics with Secretary Naig, and here's what he had to say. Choose Iowa grants are available once again. You want to remind our listeners what that's all about?
Right. Well, we launched, as we talked about, Choose Iowa, a brand for Iowa grown, Iowa made, Iowa raised products. Really excited about that. Our website is up and running, chooseiowa.com. We're interested in signing up members, but also, folks will be able to start looking on the website to, if you're looking for a Christmas gift or something like that, you might be able to find a vendor, a Choose Iowa member who's selling something that you're looking for. But we do have some grants that are available for, we call them just generally value-added ag grants, things that you can do to build a market, diversify, add processing, you name it. We've seen some really incredible things happening, and the deadline for application is December 15th. These are $25,000 maximum grants. They require a match. All the details are at chooseiowa.com. But oh my gosh, we've had over several $1 million worth of grant applications over the last couple of years. The demand is huge. The creativity is really special to see. We're funding really only the best projects. I'm really excited to see what comes in here in the third grant round as we get into the winter months.
And it's a great way for us to tell our stories to those consumers who like to know, and rightfully so, should be able to know where their food is coming from and want to know maybe the farmer it's coming from and the story of that farm.
Absolutely. We know that's a growing, that's a trend that's here to stay. I mean, I think it's folks have interest, and your definition of local and my definition of local might be different. But the point is that you're interested in shopping closer to home. You're interested in knowing more about where your food's coming from, who is producing it. those are tremendous opportunities. I love anytime that anybody knows more about agriculture, knows more about where their food comes from. This is a great opportunity for that. But it's also giving consumers what they want, and it's giving farmers a new market opportunity or a growing market opportunity. And we're all about that here. So I'm really excited to see Choose Iowa grow and expand. And again, I'm just struck by the creativity that we see. Turn Iowans loose, they're going to do great things.
And of course, promotion doesn't go just inside our own borders. It goes outside our borders. We've had World Food Prize going on, and that means, of course, we did get a big announcement of China and America making a big soybean purchase agreement, and that was announced here during World Food Prize. But also, you had the chance to talk with folks from other countries and talk about the products we produce here and what we're doing to help, basically address some of the concerns that come out of events like the World Food Prize.
Absolutely. Look, we love World Food Prize. It's really is a gathering of folks from all around the world talking about food security. It's just as Dr. Borlaug intended for it to be. And I imagine he would be very pleased to see what it continues to do. But it is an opportunity for us to shine a spotlight on the state of Iowa. And we've had delegations in from, you're right, you mentioned the Chinese delegation that was in with deals signed. We had a Minister of Agriculture from the UK. Mark Spencer was in the state touring and meeting with Iowa companies and businesses. We were thrilled to be able to host him. Of course, a U.S.-UK trade agreement makes all kinds of sense, and so we're talking a lot about that. But countries from Asia, countries from Europe, we had African countries in the state of Iowa. We need to have a much bigger view of where we want to do business around the world. Do business with our friends. Diversify our trade portfolio. Yes, China is important, but where else can we go? And just, again, having more options is a good thing when it comes to exports. And I think we've learned that over the last couple of years. So we've got a great story to tell, especially when we can get you in Iowa and show you what's happening. That is a tremendous advantage for us.
Do you feel some of those that maybe came to Iowa for the first time walked away with a better appreciation of what our farmers are doing?
I really do. People will oftentimes talk about, well, of course, gosh, everybody was so willing to talk and so willing to share and, answer all my questions. I love that about Iowans. We're always willing to engage. I think people are struck by the scale of what we do. And of course, I love hosting people at harvest because they can see what's happening. They can see this crop coming in, able to take some folks up to Iowa State University, the research park, the feed mill. And so they get a sense of the infrastructure that's behind our agriculture as well. And folks will often say, well, how did you do that? Or what are the key ingredients for what you do? And those are things that we can also share as our expertise and our technology and just how we do what we do. Those are important things, as well as the physical selling of commodities as well. So a lot of upside when you have relationships lead to deals and lead to further progress.
And that, again, was Iowa Ag Secretary Mike Naig. Let's go ahead and take a look at the ag weather outlook. Well, a beautiful sunny day here and warm temperatures for the third week in November. Hard to believe we're just a little more than a week away from Thanksgiving, and it feels like early fall instead of mid-fall to getting to the latter part of the season. We also have a chance to take a look at some sunshine going through the next couple of days as well. So let's go ahead and see what the National Weather Service says for the next 24 hours. This is one of those forecasts you just can't believe. The week before Thanksgiving, mostly sunny skies we saw today across much of the state. A few more clouds here and there in the northwest and the southeast. We saw some highs, mid-60s, upper 60s. Now tonight, mostly clear skies and looking at a low temperature anywhere from the mid-30s to the mid-40s. And then tomorrow, mostly sunny, breezy with warm temperatures and a high anywhere from the mid-60s to the low 70s. Taking a look at the affiliate weather map for you for tomorrow, Cherokee, sunny skies and 64, Shenandoah, sunny and 71, Des Moines and Albia, both sunny and 68, Waterloo, sunny and 66, and Clinton, sunny skies and 65 degrees. For more detailed forecasts in your area, tune to your local Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network affiliate. And that's been the Ag Weather Outlook. And that brings us to the end of today's show. You can find all our content online at iowaagnet.com. You can also follow us on Facebook, X, LinkedIn, and on our YouTube channel. While you're there, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you're notified each time we put out a new video. Also, don't forget about our free market podcast delivered a couple times a day to your mobile device free of charge through Amazon, Apple, Spotify, Google, and Podbean. From the IARN studios in Des Moines, I'm Dustin Huffman. For Mark Magnuson, Riley Smith, and Andy Peterson, we thank you for watching. This has been Ag Matters PM.